Good afternoon. Welcome to Recovering Perfectionist Mama, Grace in Progress. We are at episode number 4. The narrative closure. Rebuilding trust with family after family trauma. Naming the real loss. One of the hardest things to admit after family trauma is that the deepest rupture isn't always with them. It's with yourself. Not because you failed, but because you learned very early that trusting your own instincts came at a cost. So you adapted, you questioned yourself, you over-explained, you learned to doubt what your body knew. And rebuilding trust with yourself is often the last and most important step. How self-trust gets broken. When you grow up in an environment where your feelings are minimized, your memory is questioned, your reactions are labeled too much, you learn a dangerous lesson. What I feel can't be trusted. So you start outsourcing your knowing. You look to tone, mood, approval, and silence. You wait for permission to be sure. That's not a character flaw. That's survival. Why no contact can shake confidence at first. Choosing no contact is often the first major decision you make without consensus. And even when it's the right one, your nervous system may panic afterward and say, what if I was wrong? What if I misunderstood? What if I acted too quickly? That questioning isn't intuition. It's an old reflex looking for authority. Trust is built through small evidence. Self-trust doesn't return through affirmations. It returns through experience. You rebuild by noticing. You set a boundary and survived. You didn't respond and nothing collapsed. You listened to your body and you felt calmer. You honored your limit and you felt clearer. Each time you choose yourself gently, your system takes note. Trust is cumulative. Learning to believe your body again. Your body has been telling the truth long before your mind caught up. It knew when you were bracing, when you felt dread before interactions, when silence felt safer than speaking. Rebuilding trust means asking, do I feel more grounded or more anxious after this choice? Does my body exhale or tense? Your body doesn't lie. It just speaks quietly. Releasing the need for external validation. One of the final layers of healing is letting go of the need for others to agree with your truth. Your truth is personal. So whether you decide to cut off family or whether you decide to try to collaborate and rebuild and maybe make some demands that are important to you, such as being treated with respect and things like that, that is your decision, as I've said. I'm not going to tell anybody to do anything because I don't know your exact situation. Not everyone will understand your choice. Some never will. But clarity doesn't require consensus, and healing doesn't need witnesses. You don't need permission to trust yourself. You just need repetition. When doubt shows up again, because it will. Self-trust doesn't mean doubt disappears. It means doubt no longer leads. When doubt shows up, try saying, I'm allowed to pause. I can decide later. I don't need to revisit this today. Trust grows in spaces where pressure is removed. In closing, the quiet return. Building trust with yourself isn't dramatic. It feels like less explaining, fewer justifications, quieter decisions, deeper exhale. It's choosing yourself without announcing it. It's believing yourself without defending it. And one day you'll realize you no longer need to check. You already know. So, in closing, if this series met you where you are, I want you to know this. You didn't imagine it. You weren't too sensitive. You weren't wrong to leave if that's what your heart is telling you to do and what you feel you need to do for your own sanity and safety. And you were learning slowly, steadily, to trust the voice that carried you this far. Grace isn't about never doubting. It's about coming back to yourself again and again. So I want to say thank you for tuning in, and I hope that this gave you a little bit of peace and that you're able to decide the best course of action for you, because ultimately that is the most important thing. Trusting yourself and being able to make a decision that fits your life and what you need from life and people that are going to be in your life. So thank you for tuning in, and I hope you enjoyed the 4-part series. And feel free to like, subscribe, and share with others if you like. And again, you all are so appreciated. Thank you very much, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye.